Oh, welcome into the Monday Night Grind, and what a night it is going to be. I am Mike Pendleton sitting in for the coach who is traveling, and we have no time to waste. So let's get right into it. I'm going to bring in my guys, a name we haven't seen in quite some time. Actually, we've never seen him on the Monday Night Grind, and I'm going to start right there. DG of Weekday Wagers. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. It is it's a familiar territory here at the Monday Night Grind. I like it here. The seat feels good. The people are starting to file in. Let's get this thing going, Mikey.
I'm super excited. A lot to talk about in this Eagles and Chargers game. And with all the line movements, all the numbers, he is our numbers guy for a reason. Raphael, how are you, sir?
Good evening, gentlemen. And just when we go live, I just get a text that says multiple five-figure bets coming in on the Chargers. Now the Eagles are only 1.5 or 1 point favorites at some books right now. So we just went live at the perfect time.
All right. Well, I mentioned it about 30 seconds before we went live on air. While you're getting those text messages, I'm getting these tweet notifications. So, how about this, guys? On his 44th birthday, Philip Rivers, longtime legendary Chargers quarterback, will be visiting the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow. And we'll be looking to see if he will sign with their practice squad as they are down Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson's on IR, and Riley Leonard, their rookie quarterback, is injured as well. DG, I'll start with you. Philip Rivers at 44?
There's zero chance this is real. This has to be fake, Mike. There's no way that we're going to bring in a guy. He literally has 10 kids, I believe, and he needs to, I guess, support more of them. But yeah, Philip Rivers, 44. This can't be true. Can we verify this is real information?
From Ian Rappaport and
Oh
Mike
my!
Garafolo of NFL Network, the Colts are
Wow.
planning to bring in potential Hall of Fame quarterback Philip Rivers into their facility Tuesday to work out and see if he may join their practice squad.
I just got a text that says the wife kicked him out to go to practice because she doesn't want him at home. That's what my text message said.
I guess when desperate times call for desperate measures, who's more desperate right now? DG, we were just talking before the show started, and I know we're kind of getting off the rails to start here, but you were just kind of taking us behind the scenes of fatherhood in your household. So who's more desperate, Philip Rivers to get out of the house with 10 kids, or the Colts who need a quarterback?
Wow. So definitely Philip Rivers because he's going crazy. Like this is new life to him, and I know I know he coaches one of the kids' teams or he coaches a football team somewhere. Well, what's happening is he's realizing like, hey, that money ran out. Let me go get one more bag, and I get out of the house, which is phenomenal. So yes, Philip Rivers, he's trying his best to get one more bag.
Raphael, on the football side of things, from your perspective, I, I would like to imagine Philip Rivers is a little bit better than Riley Leonard, even given the age difference. Does bringing in a Philip Rivers or any older veteran help the Colts kind of stay alive in this wacky AFC South race?
Maybe for some leadership in the locker room, but for putting him on, I'd rather have the youngster in there. I won't want Philip Old Man Rivers out. He's 44, not 34, not even 24. He is 44. No.
Well, the good news is, guys, Jonathan Taylor is in the backfield, so all Philip Rivers really has to do is go. Here you go. Like, it shouldn't be that hard, but we will see. I thought it was very interesting given the game that we will be talking about to put a bow on week 14 in LA with the Chargers and the Eagles. DG, I know you guys have covered it in full over at Weekday Wagers. We also talked about it here at Coaching Company on the morning show. The one kind of off to the side narrative I like to talk about for this game is how many Eagles fans you guys think are going to be there. I know you have said it, DG. Raphael, you've said it as well. Do we feel like this could turn into a home game for the defending Super Bowl champions?
Yeah, because I don't think there's real and true Chargers fans. There's going to be some fair weather fans, people that just enjoy football that will be there, and then we all know that Philly travels so well, and they're rabid fans. So no matter how many fans there are for the Chargers, Philly fans are going to be much louder, and I think we're going to see a complete flip, just as we see when the Cowboys, in a sense, when they travel there, you're going to see a complete flip in momentum, and especially how loud it is for Philly there. And so I'm excited to see just what they're going to do as fans, because those Philly fans are crazy.
Raphael, what does having a large traveling fan base do, if anything, for the Eagles tonight, who need a win in the worst way?
I think the Chargers are used to it, so I think the Eagles are going to probably be the one that's shocking. Like, wow, we have this many fans here in the stadium. I think the Chargers are used to it, just like in Vegas. The Raiders are not used to home team. The visiting team comes to Vegas more than when the home team supply. But this is the Chargers. We've been talking about this, 3 years at their home crowd. They need to win something, the AFC, maybe just make a Super Bowl trip to get home fans to come into that stadium, because right now visiting fans are just going to dominate.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, I'm on the same side with you guys. I hate the fact that Philly travels so well. I actually wish that they would just travel out of the country and then Eagles fans would be gone. But that's neither here or there. I guess you got to pay them respect for SD. You said it, DG, not me. You said it. I'll leave it at that. Guys, we have best bets. I know we've had best bets in the morning, and obviously DG over at Weekday Wagers there in the afternoon. But now we've got a whole new slate of best bets and picks for you guys. Also, producer man, if you don't mind, let's throw that full screen up. Raphael, I will start with you. What are your plays for tonight?
It's funny, when I was getting ready to put these out, I looked at a couple player prop bets, and they've moved like 25 to 30 cents than what we were doing this morning. A lot of player prop actually came in. That's why I just went 2 game prop bets. The first one, Eagles, Chargers, both teams to score over 20 plus points. I made this prop, ran it down, typed it out, and said, wow, 41 and a half still out there. That first 43 just popped up on today's total. So hopefully that means that we're going to see a lot of points. I think both teams hit the 20 mark. I really like the Chargers to score a lot of points. I think someone this morning had Chargers over their team total. So I really love that play. And I think both teams hit that number today. So I'll take both teams to score over 20 points. And you're getting me plus 165. I'll take that. And then the Eagles Chargers first half over 20 and a half at minus 110. I can see both these two teams scoring quickly. And so I could think 20 and a half. I thought the total would be by 21 and a half now, with the total moving at 43. And it's still 20 and a half before we went on air.
DG, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to start off with Saquon Barkley to go over the 15 and a half receiving yards. It's at minus 110. But when I looked at Saquon's numbers, they didn't look great. Nothing sexy about them, especially on the receiving side. He's only cleared this in 5 of 10 games. I started digging into the teams that he had played against, and a lot of the times when he did cover this line was against zone coverage. We're going to see a ton of zone coverage tonight. I think we see Saquon out of the backfield, gets into the middle of the field, and catches a lot of these dump offs, but also a lot of 10 to 15-yard passes. So I love Saquon tonight. I think he has a great game in the air, but maybe not on the ground. And then Keenan Allen, father of time. He is trying to run from this dude. We're going to go over 3.5 receptions at minus 125. Little juicy on this one, but he's done this so many times this year, all but 2 games on the entire season. He's averaging at least 5 targets throughout the entire game. I think that we see him catch 4 passes tonight for minus 125. And then my last one. This is my favorite play. I usually don't have favorite plays or favorite children, but I'm going to go with a favorite play tonight. I'm going to go with Kamani Vidal or Omarion Hampton. You can have either one of these guys just get a touchdown. I don't care if they both do. I just need one, and it's at minus 105. One of these guys gets into the end zone tonight.
Very well done, but DJ, I'm not going to let you off the hook. No favorite children, no favorite plays, but favorite colleague. I'm sure you have one of those.
Yeah, coach.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought I might be in consideration. I guess not. Oops. All right, I've got 4 plays for you. And DG, welcome to Monday Night Grind, where we get a little word on play, bonus play. But I will start with my favorite bet. If you're ever around, which you are because you somehow magically won a premium membership. So if you're ever in our premium shows, premium pop-ups, you know I love first quarter team total. So give me the Chargers first quarter team total over 3.5 points. DG loves kickers. He would be the first one to tell you that Dicker, the kicker, could easily get 2 first quarter field goals. But I believe the Chargers can move down the field and get a touchdown in the first quarter. So we'll take that plus 120. And then Justin Herbert, I don't care about his hand injury. They're going to have to pass the ball. And at 219.5, definitely give me the over for one of the more elite arm talents in the NFL. And everyone's so mad at this guy because all he does is complain and moan and never mind. A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles over 61.5 receiving yards. It may seem like a lot for a guy who's been invisible at times on the field, but this is a guy I truly do believe will step up because the Eagles need him to step up. I'm not ready to call this game a must win for Philadelphia, but it's as close to a must win as they can have. And A.J. Brown needs to show up. Now, DG, are you ready? Are you ready? I already see the happiness in your face that you're a part of your first ever word on play on words bonus play. All right, so we're gonna go with "You'll be glad you bet on Lad" bonus play. Lad McConkey. That's right, I did it, Raphael. Lad McConkey over 4.5 receptions, over 52.5 receiving yards, and an anytime touchdown. Put all three of those plays together for a plus 380, and you'll be glad you did.
Wow.
I was waiting for that. I knew that was going to be his closing line. I knew it.
Wrong with it.
I didn't say there was nothing wrong with it. I just said I knew it. I didn't make fun of it.
Listen, Raphael, with DG here, I had to make sure I came correct, right? I
wasn't making fun of you.
No. But because DG's gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna go to him in a second. Like I had to think of like who could be the easiest play on words because I did Saquon Barkley like 3 weeks ago and Coach threw it in the trash. So could I get a letter grade here from you, DG?
I will say your effort was for sure a B. Stumbled early, but my other thing, what I would say is I'm not gonna give you a letter grade on a complete score here. I think it's incomplete because I need to be in the same room so I could throw tomatoes at you. That's what I want to do. I would give you an A if you could just let me throw one tomato at you for that trial or whatever you just did. Play on words.
Yeah, well, it happens every single Monday night. Welcome to the grind. Again, he is DG. That is Rafael Esparza, and I am Mikey P. Mike Pendleton here sitting in for the coach. Guys, a lot of playmakers are going to be on the field in this game. A lot of elite playmakers, just like us three here. Pretty elite at what we do. Honestly, for my money, I don't know the last time we've had this many star-studded skill players on the field like we will tonight. Usually it's a one-sided affair, but without further ado, let's get into our playmakers for Monday Night Football. All right, DG, I'm going to start with you. We're going to take a look at the quarterbacks. Both are very successful quarterbacks. Both are very talented quarterbacks. One is a true quarterback who loves to throw the ball all over the field. One is a very, very good dual threat in Jalen Hurts. Who do you like and what do you like most on here for the quarterbacks?
I do like the pass yards for Justin Herbert. 221.5 isn't a crazy line for him. I still think that he has a way to get, to not use his non-throwing hand, not let it be a disability in this complete game. And so I like him to go over his passing yards. But the other one I'm looking at is Jalen Hurts. I know it's plus 105. I get it. It's not juiced. But a anytime touchdown for this guy loves the tush push. If they get within the 3 or 4 yard lines of the goal line, this guy is somehow getting his way into the end zone.
Raphael, between Hurts and Herbert, who do you like more tonight?
Tush push right now is minus 1.5 tush pushes, and the over is at minus 145. If anyone wanted to know that, I like Justin Herbert rushing yards today. Open up at 17.5. I do believe some books now have 18 and 19.5. I still like that number. Anything under 21.5, I would play it because everyone's going to talk about his hand injury, but I think he's going to use his legs to extend plays and get the rushing. So I like his rushing one. And I also like the anytime TD as well as Jalen Hurts plus 105. You tell me I can get plus money, the guy that does a tush push anytime there's a chance. I like the plus money anytime you grab Justin Hurts for a TD.
All right, I want to go back to something here for anyone who may be watching and is looking specifically at them as quarterbacks. DG, how do you or what do you say to the public who looks at these quarterbacks and they want to bet passing props, but these are both two very good running quarterbacks as well?
Yeah, I would say just be careful because these are two good defenses. I would look at maybe target a certain receiver if you like AJ Brown or if you do like Alad McConkey, whatever you're looking at. I would say target them in specific because I don't know if I like Jalen Hurts to go over, even though he's thrown more. I think you're going to see this Eagles team try to make sure they dominate the line of scrimmage, and because of that, I would look at more of the rushing on both Saquon and Jalen Hurts, and not in the air for Jalen Hurts.
Raphael, how would you advise on the passing side? Because I look at Justin Herbert, at 31 and a half passing attempts. That seems like a lot for a guy coming off an injury, but Omarion Hampton, the running back for the Chargers, who we'll talk about, is also coming off an injury. So how do you direct the public with a passing prop tonight?
Yeah, Herbert at 31.5 has cashed under in back-to-back games in 4 out of 5. So if they're got a lead, you're not going to be throwing the ball. He's going to be throwing or handing it off to his or running back who's coming back as well. So I see them playing a little stall ball if they have the lead to keep the Eagles offense off the field. So 31.5, I like that under all the way to 30.5. This opened up at 33.5 and it's already moved twice.
All right. Well, for me, I'm going to go opposite of both of you guys. And I don't know who Herbert or Herbert or Bert Simpson, but I love Justin Herbert as a DG stop. I love Justin Herbert as a passing quarterback tonight. I like him over his passing yards. I like him over his passing touchdowns. I would take him for at least 225 and 2 passing touchdowns in this game. I know he's coming off an injury, but for me, I think the only way the Chargers can win this game is by throwing the ball. Philadelphia is going to key in on the run, especially after what the Bears did to them on Black Friday. With that being said, let's take a look at the running backs for both teams. And DG, I'll start again with you. Saquon Barkley. This is a guy that came off a historic year last year. I just saw an article on ESPN.com this afternoon saying, how can Saquon save the Eagles season? 72.5 rushing yards last year. That would have been a lock and a half. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't like the rushing yard. That number is still too high for me, and it's all about Saquon and him being on the ground, and they're trying to get him back going. But 72.5 yards is just it's a ton for a guy who hasn't consistently done it. You look on the other side. I get the Chargers have allowed a lot of rushing yards early in the season, but as of late, they've been very stingy, and so they're getting better on that on the D line. But if you look at the other side, whether it's Vidal, whether it is Hampton, their lines, neither one of them have big numbers. And so you could take either one for 40 plus, and I would feel good about it at this point. And so I would say go ahead and look at Hampton first. But if for some reason that line moves up, whether it's a live number before the game, I would say you can always go to Vidal and feel good about it.
Raphael, taking a look at both sides here, what do you like most on the board for these running backs?
I like rushing attempts over for Hampton and Barkley. You guys are 100% correct. I don't understand some of these numbers. His rushing and receiving opened up at 90. MGM right now has 93.5. He's only hit that number twice this year. So why is it bet up? I know people are expecting one of these games we're going to see the Barkley we saw last year. I just don't think it's in him. I don't think the team is in them like we saw last year with the Super Bowl champs. It's a totally different Eagles team. I don't understand why this number moved 2 points. I like the under and his rushing and receiving yards. Give me the 93.5. Thank you, BetMGM.
DG, let's help the good folks in the chat and anyone who's watching, because you're not only on Omarion Hampton, but also Kamani Vidal, a player that I was on in the morning show here on Coach and Company for his rushing yards. You like either Hampton or Vidal. How should the Chargers, not how will they, how should they approach the running back position tonight?
Well, obviously they don't have Carter on the other side for the Eagles, but if I'm looking at this, I would just see who's hot. I would ride the hot hand. So that's the issue with this, and I think Harbaugh is very much in the same sentiment that he's going to ride the hot hand. So if Omarion Hampton does come back and he has 4 or 5 rush attempts and he's just not getting anything going, but Vidal is breaking off for 7, for 8, for 12, they're going to continue to keep feeding Vidal. I think that is a chance to live bet this. And I would just keep my eyes on the game. If you start seeing a guy churn a lot more yards, I would go ahead and attack his numbers as soon as you could.
That's a very good call by you, DG. I actually love that idea for the Chargers side of things because Omarion Hampton's very, very talented. but I would not want to put all my trust and faith into him in this big game for both sides. But Raphael, on the other side, I know I'm all over Justin Herbert as a quarterback and his passing props tonight. But when you look at what the Bears did to the Eagles defense, DG just mentioned there's no Jalen Carter. If you want to bet on a Chargers running back, how would you approach it when they have two options?
I would say probably play both because I think the success the Bears had against the Eagles, we can see the same thing because this is a game that's in LA. So I think the fans were going to see two running backs put big yardages on the Eagles. Rush defense has not been good. And let's face it, I would run both, feed them both, make sure the defense doesn't know who's going to get the ball. I'd put both of them in the backfield at the same time. So the Eagles are always thinking, oh, shoot, who's going to get the ball now? Because the Bears ran wild on them. So I don't understand. I would say both of them, but I really like the anytime touchdown for Hampton at plus 185. I thought it'd been bet down by now. We're going in less than an hour of kickoff, but I just checked. Bet plus 185 still out. That's a pretty good number.
DG, I'm going to come back to you and wrap up the running back conversation with that same question. If you wanted to play one or both of the Chargers running backs, would you tell people watching to proceed with caution? Because you would like to think Philly's not going to give up 281 yards on the ground again, but Hampton and Vidal are two very talented rushers. How do you think the Chargers will approach it?
I think they approach it with, just trying to see who is the hottest guy running, but also keeping them both fresh. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing. We've talked about it. These lines on this Charger side are not high on the rushing yards. You can easily play both. I would definitely play both. I know I have a play on the touchdowns for both of them combined just to have one. I would look at doing them individually as well because Vidal is, I think it's at like plus 340, plus 350. You could play both of them individually. And what happens? If we get some magic tonight and each of them have a tutter, we would be having a fun night.
We definitely would be. And for me, guys, I look at one play. We've all talked about it, but the one play that jumps off the screen for me is Omarion Hampton's rush and receiving yards. And it could be Kamani Vidal as well. Whatever player you like in that Los Angeles backfield, take their rush and receiving yards. Because if you don't believe Justin Herbert is going to throw the ball all over the field, he could do a lot of dump offs. He could do a lot of checkdowns, a lot of screen plays to kind of get these guys involved in the offense. And I don't know if you guys know, but that's how Shedeur Sanders gets a lot of his passing yards. A quick little dump off, and it could take you to 50 yards, 60 yards, and then you would cash with Omarion Hampton. But when we talk about receiving threats, we've got quite a few of them on the field tonight. I don't even know where we start. We're going to start with the two guys on the screen, but there's so much to talk about here on the playmaker side. DG, start with you. What do you like most on the board between A.J. Brown and Ladd McConkey?
Well, you have a receptions made here for A.J. Brown. It's at 4.5. I that scares me because I want to play the under so bad. I would look at if you can find the 5.5. It was out there earlier today. If you could play the under on 5.5, I would definitely target that. Receptions made by Ladd McConkey. I don't feel great about that either. I don't think he's at going to go over the 4.5. So I would look at either guy to potentially go under on their receptions in this. If I could get 5.5 for either or both, I would definitely play that.
Raphael, I'm a little sick to my stomach because DG's riding with that under thing. Coach doesn't show up for one show, and now DG thinks he could just be the king of unders. Your take on the wide receivers we have here on screen.
I love the 5.5 under AJ Brown because on the morning show I have Devontae Smith over on receptions. I think he's going to be the target on, especially I think down the field when they try to get a long play out to expand the defense. So I like AJ Brown under 5.5. I'm just, I'm tired of him. Maybe that's why I look at all his plays and say, you know what, I hope it's under on everyone because I'm just tired of him crying for the past 15 weeks in the NFL. So maybe that's my bias. I know if I think Devontae Smith is the guy today.
So bitter, Raphael. What did A.J. Brown ever do to you? Would you
like
like
complain and cry on the air every day? That's what he did to me.
All right, well, let me try to spin a positive on this because, okay, maybe you don't like the receptions, DG, but Ladd McConkey at 53.5 receiving yards. I know he's not having the season he had last year, but I feel like that's a low number. Tell me I'm right or wrong. Right.
He hasn't been a consistent player. That's the only issue with that. AJ Brown has been phenomenal the last couple of weeks, and so that's scarier than going against Ladd McConkey. I just don't know if he is the target receiver. That's the problem with this Chargers offense. It could go to Gaston tonight, and he blows up for 85 yards because that's just how the game flow goes. Justin Herbert doesn't care who he throws to, and so that is, as a bettor, it worries me the most because I don't know what you're going to do with the ball, and so if I don't know what you're going to do, it scares me to put any money on an over for a Chargers.
Raphael, I'll come back to you. We'll talk about your guy, Devonta Smith, here in a matter of seconds. But is there anything you actually might like on this board between Brown and Ladd McConkey?
I like his receiving yards at 53.5. I know his last two games were duds against, I think the Raiders was one of them. I think, was it the Giants? No, Jacksonville. I think those two games he had duds. But before that, he was a monster. He was cashing all his receiving yards and receptions as well. I think we see that McConkey at home needing a big home win. So I like the receiving yards over.
And I really like him at an anytime touchdown at plus 200. He's not a consistent end zone scorer, but I feel like in a Monday night game, there's always that one every 4 week Ladd McConkey performances where you go, oh, I remember him from last year. And I think this could be that week. But guys, we're going to spend a few minutes here talking about the wide receiver position because, Raphael, I'm going to start with you. You love Devonta Smith. How do you handle a team with Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith? To DG's point, both teams, their offenses are so hit and miss week in and week out. How do you address the wide receiver position?
Yeah, Goddard, I think, is going to have a real good game too with Smith. That's why I think those two, if the Eagles win, I think those two guys have a good game. If A.J. Brown has a good game, I think they lose. So I'm looking for two for a price of one on that one. So I'm looking for the other side. I do like the Chargers, but I think Smith and Goddard are probably going to be the big guys that the Eagles are going to be looking at.
And DG, we were just talking about Ladd McConkey and his unders. I know you're on Keenan Allen over 3.5 for one of your plays this evening, but I look at that team as well. Quentin Johnston. Maybe he has one catch, but it's one catch, 30 yards and a touchdown, and then everyone else goes away. Gatson was a hot target for about 3 weeks. He's dropped off. How would you approach, on the other side, the Chargers wide receivers?
Yeah, I would look at Keenan Allen. I'm big on him just because if you look at the number 2 or number 3 receiver, they've done really well against the Eagles, especially the number 2s. They're targeting on the outsides, and that's where the Eagles struggle the most. But the wide receiver number 2, they give up the most yardage to. And so that is Keenan Allen, in my opinion, over a guy like Quentin Johnston because he's more of a deep threat. You're talking about a possession receiver, a true veteran, and that's Keenan Allen. That's why I like the over 3.5 receptions tonight. His yardage is still there, but is a guy that wants to get maybe 5 or 6 receiving yards instead of going for the big 15-yarder. The guy's just going to keep moving the change. And so I do like Keenan Allen to go over mainly all of his lines tonight.
Yeah, there's so many weapons there. So many weapons so that I'm going to sit here and stand on what DG likes to call my business. And guys, let's stay on your toes. I just looked at the line at BetMGM, and I'm not going to make this an official play so I don't get any clapback tomorrow. Trey Harris, the rookie wide receiver, he's at 9.5 receiving yards. I like just fall down and get a first down reception. That's all we need, Trey Harris. So if you can get him under 10 and you can get him at the 9.5, go ahead and get him in because we've mentioned it, guys. The Chargers throw the ball all over the field. You never know who's going to have their best game. So Trey Harris could be a nice little stay on your toes play. Go ahead, Raphael.
Keenan Allen, I just look while you guys are talking about that. 12 games this year, he's hit 3.5 receptions 10 times. The juice is only at minus 145. The highest is at minus 158 over at DraftKings. I think that's a really, really good play. I think he has a big game, and he always shells out big on Monday Night Football as well.
That he does. He might have gotten somebody in the Legends Lounge. Are you in the Legends Lounge, DG?
I'm not.
Sorry. No. Keenan Allen got me in. Raphael, I know you're. Yeah, I got it. Raphael, you're still in the doghouse with me. Raphael gets a pick 6 by the Patriots last week to get in the third time, and then Kayshon Boutte scores the second touchdown. DG
35-1.
Wow.
It's like the universe has it out for me or something. All right, guys, we don't just sit here and talk about the Monday Night Football game. So much happened in the world of the NFL in Week 14, including my Bears dropping one on the final play of the game. But we're not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about a little boom and busta throughout the NFL. DG, let me start off with you. A lot of great performances this week. Who is your boom of the week?
Yeah, is this the time where we go boom? No, we don't do that. Trademark. I apologize in advance. But yes, I think when I look at boom, it was all about the Texans. Not because they put out the Kansas City Chiefs out to pasture and they're done. Write them off. Just put a cork in it. They're done. But yes, the Texans, they might be the real deal on the defensive side. And that's really what intrigues me because CJ Stroud, he has absolutely just sucked, but they still keep winning somehow, some way. That defense is absolutely legit. I think this Texans team can go a ways in the AFC.
Raphael, who is your boom of the week?
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We all heard all week long, is the head coach gone? Is he going to Penn State? Is he going to the New York Giants? They should fire him. The fans want him out. And what do? They go to Baltimore and to beat the Ravens. I don't care about the last play of the game with a touchdown that should have been called. That one play doesn't really do the outcome of the game, but they went on the road to a division place and stole it. They won that game. Now they're ahead in the first place. I guys give the Pittsburgh Steelers because they played for their head coach on Sunday.
All right, well, I'm going to have a little pushback there, Raphael. It may not be one play, but there was a second highly controversial play that went the Steelers' way as well. So it may not be one, but there might be two plays in the favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to say in the AFC North, guys. And I don't have my 25-cent watch that I have here, my little Amazon Temu watch, but I'm going right back to him because I looked at my wrist and Shedor's got time for the rest of the season. Shedeur Sanders, 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Guys, I know they played the Tennessee Titans, but the Titans had them beat in the fourth quarter. And Shedeur Sanders, in less than ideal weather conditions, just balled out. And here's what I love, because you know what we do here at the brand. We know what we do here at the brand with Petty Machete. After he commits a turnover, the Titans defense is doing this, and then he throws a touchdown. He finds the best defensive player on the Titans, Jeffrey Simmons, goes right up to him and goes, I love it. Shedeur Sanders should be QB1 in Cleveland, not just for the rest of this season, but for at least the next 3 seasons. DG, I know you want to say something, DG.
That's a boom in the wrong way.
By the way, Kevin Stefanski, there was so much brought between the quarterback and the head coach leading up to the decision to start Shedeur, and were they sabotaging one another? Hey, if the guy's throwing for 364, maybe leave him in on the last play of the game where you could tie it up. I think the Wildcat formation was an easy call out there. I don't know. Raphael, have you been impressed with Shedeur Sanders?
No. I mean, the teams he's played against, I mean, Tennessee's defense, ooh. No, I mean, give him a shot, but do you have some guy that's Watson coming back? He can maybe start a game, or he's going to be QB1 when he comes back next year. So I think we're going to have to hear Watson Sanders all summer long.
Yeah, well, Deshaun Watson can hold the clipboard for Shedeur for the rest of the year, at least at that point. And that's so disrespectful, by the way, Raphael, to say that Shedeur had a good game against the Raiders defense. Like, is that something we laugh at? We just overlook how good the Sorry. All right, let's look at our busta. And there was so many of them. But there was also quite a few that I think you two were both on. DG, to start with you, who's your busta of the week?
Oh, it was not the Chiefs. Oh, because it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This team has gotten so lucky throughout the entire season. All these close wins, everybody's saying, oh, Baker's back. Well, he's got now Chris Godwin back, Emeka Egbuka still there. He got Bucky Irving to come back. Rachaad White still in the running backfield. He has the pieces, but now they're in a dogfight with the Carolina Panthers, both at 7-6. But the great thing about this is they play each other 2 out of the next 3 games, and the last game of the season is going to be the Bucs versus the Panthers, and that's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. It's going to be drama for sure.
Raphael, who was your bust of the week?
Well, me and DG were going back and forth with this, who was going to be, and I also want to do the Bucs because they lost to the Saints, and it was raining outside. You had Tampa Bay weather, and you couldn't beat the Saints. But I went to a team that just look plain old, like myself. I am 52. The Kansas City Chiefs players look like they were 52 yesterday. Even their tight end, who was crying on the bench because he dropped a pass, looked like he was 52. I can't believe how old a team got in a blink of an eye was the Kansas City Chiefs. I still think they're devastated on how bad they looked on Super Bowl Sunday last year. I think it just rolled over to this year. Boy, did they look old.
Raphael coming in hot tonight. It's like coach isn't here and you're just taking
Oh yeah,
shots.
he's not here. I can do whatever I want about the Kansas City
Well,
Chiefs.
I mean, I don't know about whatever you want here. Kiss Up Mountain is still a thing. I'm taking notes. Best believe I'm taking notes. Another person who should be taking notes is Dan Quinn, because what are we doing? I understand Jaden Daniels has missed most of the season, and I did not expect Jaden Daniels to come back and turn the season around. There's, quite frankly, not enough time. But the Washington Commanders go to Minnesota and lose 31-0. Jaden Daniels goes 9 of 20 for, wait for it, 78 yards. Marcus Mariota gave away his typical once-a-week interception when Jaden Daniels was hurt. 31-0. You made J.J. McCarthy look like Dante Culpepper, Brett Favre, every single good quarterback that the Vikings have ever had. The Commanders' defense made him look like that. While, wait for it, the Vikings defense made Jaden Daniels look like the J.J. McCarthy we've seen all season. Turnover after turnover. I mean, it's a credit to the Vikings defense for sure, but I just don't understand what everyone was so sold on the Washington Commanders after last year's magical run and how quickly things can change in the NFL. Guys, DJ, I'll come to you. When it comes to Jaden Daniels, I know you're a Cowboys fan. Is it safe to say that they've got a lot of room to grow and improve before they can be taken seriously again?
You know, you look at Jaden Daniels in his first year, right? And the rookie season is a real thing because you don't have really much tape that you can kind of go to, and people adjust it. But he got into his bag early on within the season, and he played well throughout the entire time. But then that sophomore slump always usually comes. It happened. The same thing happened to C.J. Stroud for the Texans, and so we're going to see what happens in year 3 now coming off of an injury if he can stay healthy through the offseason. I hope that he can bounce back just because he is a really good up-and-coming young talent.
Raphael, with the Commanders sitting at 3-10, no Zach Ertz. He's lost for this season last night due to a torn ACL. They just went and got Deebo Samuel coming into this season. Should the Commanders kind of pack it in and play for next year? Do you want to see Jaden Daniels get some more reps to close out the year?
Oh, pack it in. They should not put Daniels back out there. They look awful. The defense looks awful. The offensive line is not even what a blink of an eye of last year. I think that's why all the quarterbacks are getting hurt and throwing picks because they don't have any time to relax back in the pocket. So, no, I think Washington's done. Who would have thought that Washington and Kansas City will be on my couch watching playoff football? I couldn't agree to that one.
I can't talk about watching playoff football on the couch yet because I'm very, very nervous, but that's neither here or there. DG, it is your first time part of the Monday Night Grind this season, and a little segment I made up. Ball don't lie. I know in the Catholic church, or church league, I should say. I don't know if it's Catholic. The church league that you play basketball in, ball don't lie is probably a phrase you say a lot because you can't have sinners and liars on the court. But how about on the gridiron? How about on the field? Guys, let's play a little ball don't lie here. And we're going to start off with you, Raphael. So how this works, DG, I have 3 little factoids. Some are true, some are false. I know you've got the magic 8 ball. I will let you phone a friend here. Raphael, I'll start with you. Back in 2013, Michael Vick and Phillip Rivers combined for over 800 passing yards in a Chargers-Eagles Monday night game.
Man, I wish Tommy was here because I dominate Tommy in this game. So I'm a little bit scared today, but I'm going to say it's true.
DG.
Let me ask, is this question true or false? And it says, cannot predict now. That sounds like me. So I'm going to say false. 800 is a ton. I think that number is wrong. I think if it wasn't 800, I think it would be true. So I'm going to go false.
Well, the number is right because I put the graphics together. And what's crazy though, DG, to kind of your point, it was a 800-yard combined passing performance from these 2 quarterbacks. However, the final score was like 33-31. And I would think if you have 800 passing yards, it's at least 40 apiece. But yeah, so 1 point here to Raphael, and I cannot wait for the last question here. But first and foremost, and one of the most epic collapses that back in the day, this was a very big collapse. True or false? Does the ball lie? The Chargers once blew a 24-0 halftime lead to the Raiders on Monday Night Football.
Oof. I'm going to say false because the Raiders do nothing. They're one of the worst teams on Monday Night Football.
All right, let's ask this thing again. We'll see. It says, what is the problem today? It says, better not tell you now. Like, what kind of 8-ball? This thing sucks. I'm going to go true.
All right, it's a point apiece. DG on the board. It is true. By the way, shout out to the Magic 8-ball. What it should be saying is good, better, best. But I would love if I could have just hacked into it and you shook it up and you're like, what the hell is happening here? Speaking of what the hell is happening here, guys, if we're not going to listen to Troy Aikman and Joe Buck tonight, don't worry. They got us covered with an alternate broadcast of Monsters Inc. taking over this Eagles and Chargers game. That's what all the grown men want. My parlays and Monsters Inc. for Monday Night Football. So in honor of the alternate broadcast, I have a little Monsters Inc. trivia here for you. Raphael, I know it's your favorite movie. So does the ball lie? The Monsters Inc. movie was originally scheduled to debut in 1999, not 2001.
I'm going to say it's false. And Monsters, Inc. is very underrated. I think it should be highly up there with a top at least 10 for Disney movies. John Goodman's voice was brilliant in that movie.
All right. I'm going to give this stupid 8-ball one more chance, or I'm going to throw it across the room. It says yes. Yes. I'm going true.
Raphael is the winner. The champ cannot be knocked down.
Stupid 8-ball.
So the answer to the question is Monsters Inc. was originally scheduled to come out in 2000, but in 1999, the decision was made to push it back to 2001. But DG, your take on a top 10 Disney movie? Are you shocked by Raphael's comments here?
Yeah, listen, I don't like Raphael now, but he did all right in this game.
A great movie. Monsters Inc.'s a great movie.
It's good.
The end of it made me cry when he had to say goodbye to the little girl. I was like, I dropped tears at the end. That was a good movie.
Yeah, there's Monsters Inc. I think there's a 2. I think there's a University. Yeah. They should have stopped at 1.
Yes, I agree.
All right, really quick. If we had to assign one of the main characters as a player in this game, like who would you say would be good in Monsters Inc. from the Philadelphia Eagles? A.J. Brown, he likes to cry a lot. Maybe he could be Boo.
That would be funny. Who's the big one? The big dog? He's got to be Jalen Hurts, right? The big one. The really big one. I don't know his name.
Barkley has to be the eyeball. Barkley has to be the eyeball.
Yeah.
Because he's the bowling ball. All right, so we're going to go all Eagles for Monsters, Inc., which is funny because they definitely make some kids cry at night. They make some adults cry at night as well, especially in the city of Philadelphia. All right, guys, before we get out of here, we got 2 more things left to do. And by the way, really quickly, Producer Man, I'm so happy that you're behind the scenes because I might have revealed to Producer Man what Disney movie made me cry. And now I cannot get called out. So thank you, Producer Man, for that.
I want to know now.
Guys, there is no crying in the Legends Lounge. So we will gather our picks together and we will see who gets in Week 14 into the Legends Lounge. All right. Well, he's not here tonight, but he's traveling. And I kind of figured he would go this way. I actually took a very important phone call before the show. Coach was walking me through all the steps of filling in and how to make this show entertaining, educate, and entertain. And then he said, Mike, how'd you get into the lounge? Because you haven't gotten in once, but twice. How did you do it? I said, Coach, Keenan Allen. So Coach is on Keenan Allen to get him into the Legends Lounge. Big Tommy C is on Ladd McConkey. And who wouldn't be glad if Tommy C had the pinky ring again and pulled up not once but twice? Rafael, Mr. Three-timer himself. Who's getting you in for a fourth time?
Can't believe I had to go third just because I've been in the third time, but this is going to put me in for four. I'm going to be a four horseman. You get to wear whatever you want when you go in the fourth level. I'm going with Justin Herbert to get me in. Another big number at 3 plus 3,000. I already cashed at 3,500. Just give me another 3,000.
All right. I don't even know how to respond to half of what you just said. So producer man is on Devontae Smith. I am on Quentin Johnson because the guy, as I mentioned to begin our show today, if he's catching a ball, it's more than likely for a touchdown. So give me QJ to get in. You know where Quentin Johnson's from? Little TCU, little horny toads, as Tommy said.
The 20.
Good. I get it. It's a little callback to Peyton, a little callback to Tommy. DG, who are you on tonight?
I have to go with the book reader himself. I'm going AJ Brown. He's done this in the last 2 games for the Eagles. Why not make it 3 in a row and get me into the lounge so I can just shove it in your face that I'm here too?
Chuck.
You're right there, Rafael. You're right there.
Let's say a little cough. Just a little cough. I forgot the mute.
Subi is on Kamani Vidal and young Peyton on Dallas Goddard. Those are our 8 picks for the Legends Lounge. Producer man has dropped the link in the chat, so all of you can join us in the Legends Lounge. I think Walsey's in like 4, 5, I think 8.
I think he's at 4.
He might actually be at like 6 or 7, 6, 7. DG, have a little fun. Well, it looks like technical difficulties knocked out DG. All right, guys, before we get out of here, let's lock it in with our best bets for Monday Night Football right here on the Monday Night Grind. And DG, you're up first.
Saquon Barkley going over 15.5 receiving yards at -110. This dude loves zone coverage. Look for him out of the backfield tonight, catching a lot of balls. And then Keenan Allen over 3.5 receptions at -125. I get it's moving, but I still do like it all the way up. No matter how the juice is, he's still going to catch 4. If you have to catch this live, not a bad time either. And then we're going to go Kamani Vidal or Amarian Hampton, either one, to score a tutter tonight. We're going to go at -105.
Rafael, you're up.
We're going to Eagles, Chargers, both teams to score over 20 plus points at +165. I can see both of them going as easily. I think this total goes over. 42.5 is a live number right now, so jump on that. And then give me Eagles, Chargers first half over 20 points at -110. And just report just got to me, the 2 biggest prop bets today or in BetMGM today is Jalen Hurts over 31.5 rushing yards. And DG's correct on the second one. Keenan Allen over 3.5 receptions are the 2 biggest prop bets right now being put in.
All right, as I love to do here on the Monday Night Grind, I got 4 plays for you, including a little play on words bonus play. Let's start with the Chargers first quarter team total over 3.5 points. I do think the Chargers will get on the board twice in the first half, but I think all we need is a touchdown in the first quarter, and we will get just that. And then, speaking of Justin Herbert, as we like to call him and get me all confused sometimes, over 219.5 passing yards. I believe the Chargers will lean on their very athletic and talented, skilled quarterback to throw for a ton through the air. And then A.J. Brown. He might be Boo. He was formerly Jalen Hurts' Boo Thang when they were winning the Super Bowl. A.J. Brown over 61.5 receiving yards, but there is no better play on this entire damn board. Not a single better play than you'll be glad you bet on Lad. Lad McConkey over 4.5 receptions, over 52.5 receiving yards, and an anytime touchdown. Put them all together, it is a plus 380. Don't get mad. Bet on Lad. Was that better?
So bad.
All right, guys, we are just a few minutes away. We get off so you guys can get your plays in and follow us. As always, Coach and Company here live every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, socials, and, of course, always on Stadium. Before we wrap it up, DG, start with you. Your final takes on the final game in Week 14.
Yeah, this game better not suck. That's the main thing I want to get out of here because I'm excited. There's so many options on the offensive side. Both defenses are pretty good. I just don't want this to be a complete dud. And so I hope that we see some fireworks in this game and have a great Monday Night Football game.
Anytime I see the baby blues, the Chargers come out, I'm always rooting for them because yes. Oh, and I like the Chargers this game. I love when they wear the baby blue jerseys. I'm going to be a big fan of them. I think we see points scored in this one. That's why I would hurry up and get the 42s that's still out there because it wouldn't shock me in the next 10 to 15 minutes we see a 43 pop up. And for your NBA lovers, since we've been on the air, the Pelicans total has moved a total of 3 points. There's a 240. I think Coach has the over on that. I've never seen the total move 3 points in 50 minutes.
I like that, Raphael. I like it.
And for me, guys, DJ, I'm right there with you. Can you guys hear me?
You're delayed, but keep going. We got you.
Yeah, you got you.
I don't know what's going on. Technical difficulties on my end. That's what happens when I'm given the keys to the car. Eventually, I'm just going to crash the car. That's just how it happens. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Looking forward to seeing who will join us in the Legends Lounge for maybe the first time or the...
He just vanished.
Coach
He just vanished.
He's back. All right, wrap this thing up, Mike. This is a hot garbage
I have
mess.
no idea what.
Let's get it going.
I have no idea what's happening.
All right, well, that's all we got tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us and making us a part of your night right here on the Monday Night Grind. But do not forget, in the morning, Coach and Company is back 10 a.m. Eastern. Do not